Donald Trump Jr. said this about the Russia probe, and now everyone is freaking out. Donald Trump Jr. didn't hold back his criticism of the media, James Comey, and the whole Russia probe last night on Sean Hannity's show. Trump Jr. claimed that the whole Russian probe was nothing more than a witch hunt, meant to distract the president from more pressing concerns facing the nation. Here are his exact words. And make sure you catch the video of his epic rant at the end of his article. This has been a 10-month witch hunt, Trump Jr. said. This is the only thing that they had on Trump. That's so true. This is what they did to distract him from being able to get the stuff done that he was ultimately elected to do. Luckily, now that James Comey has testified, the hysterics over President Trump's non-existent ties to Russia can die down. Trump Jr. continued in this line of thought, and let's just take a listen.
With reaction, President Donald Trump's son is on a Twitter rampage today, Donald Trump Jr. Sir, welcome back.
How's it going, Sean?
Just give me your general thoughts first. I obviously said a lot there.
Yeah, I think you probably covered it all in that monologue. I was just sitting here eating popcorn. But you said it best.
Thanks a lot.
This has been a 10-month witch hunt. This is the only thing that they had on Trump. This is what they did to distract him from being able to get the stuff done that he was elected to ultimately do. And I think now that this is all past, he can go back to doing what he promised he was going to do. There's no clouds, there's nothing getting in his way, they can't be obstructionist. He can go back to doing the things he said he was going to do for the American people, putting Americans back to work, putting America first, and getting us out of these stupid deals that America pays for and everyone else seems to benefit from but us.
You know, Don, maybe you're a bigger man than me, but to me, politically, they've been trying to take him out.
Yeah.
And there's been so many lies here. Number one, for example, not only did he not encourage Comey to stop, he encouraged him to go forward with the investigation. Even satellites around him, meaning the people that are close to him in his campaign and elsewhere, he never was being investigated. Comey wouldn't tell anybody. Comey then turns out to be the big leaker. He would never tell anyone
about that. He would never mention that. But Rubio said it best. That's literally the only thing that hasn't been leaked in D.C. during this time period. The fact that he was never under investigation, that there was never a shred of evidence that he did this. But this is what they hung their hat on for this long, and that's pretty scary to me. That's sad.
In three specific cases here, I believe that Comey was a political hack. I mean, there was incontrovertible, overwhelming evidence of multiple felonies committed, and he laid out the case probably better than anybody, but never pursued it. He said, well, we don't have the intent. Meanwhile, you have a server in a private mom-and-pop shop closet bathroom. That's intent to... Obviously, that's mishandling of classified information and the destruction of classified information. Then, of course, the Uranium One deal, a real Russia scandal. Then, of course, this whole Loretta Lynch issue, meeting on the tarmac with Bill Clinton before she makes her decision, A. And then the big bombshell today, please don't call it an investigation. Just call it a, what's the word she, whatever material she said.
Well, listen, the double standard between the way he handled that with Loretta Lynch and the way he handled my father, I mean, that just goes to show you how politicized this has all been. I mean, I think his credibility in D.C., after probably an illustrious career, has to be shot, because that shouldn't be happening. I mean, this is the head of the Federal Bureau of Investigations. The head of the FBI goes on, well, if I was a stronger man... I mean, who are we kidding, Sean? I mean, what kind of response is that? I mean, this guy's the head of the FBI, and that's his response? Not, hey, maybe I should follow the law and procedure and say that Trump was doing this. Maybe I should let him know that this was happening. But instead, he decides to do this. Then he leaks some notes to a friend of his because he doesn't have the guts to do it himself. He has to leak it through a friend of... I mean, where does this stop? I mean, it is nuts, but I'm just glad it's all out there because literally... Even the left, as you pointed out, with Chris Matthews saying, hey guys, it's over, let's move on. You know what? Let my father do his job. Let him do what the American people elected him to do.
Don, I would love to say that that's going to happen.
No, they won't let you go.
When you, well, it's even that, but it's even deeper. When you think of the level of vitriol, hate, It's been directed at you and your brother. They're even attacking your sister and your 11-year-old brother and the president's wife and anybody close to him or anybody that expresses a like towards him and agrees with him. To me, this is about undermining the will of the American people and so delegitimizing, so damaging, so distracting. At the least, he doesn't fulfill the agenda that people elected him for. That is a serious problem in the country.
I think it is, and I mean, but the good thing about it is, honestly, I think the left has overplayed their hand so much, Sean. It's been so ridiculous, so over the top, so extreme. I mean, half the things that were reported in the New York Times, the dossier comments, even Comey, in his own words, said,
Comey wanted to hire the guy.
Hey,
he wanted to hire that guy, that MI6 guy.
Wrong. Even he's saying it. So, all these things that they tried to take him out with, I think it's pushed reasonable people in here. You're never going to get the fringes, or you have one fringe, you'll never have the other. But reasonable people in the middle are seeing that this has just been one big witch hunt. They see how disgusting the swamp really is. They see the teeth that are there. And I think they're going to realize that, hey, give the guy a chance. Let him do what he was elected to do. And he'll do a phenomenal job. And you've seen that. Listen, when the Dow hits another all-time record right during the testimony, you know that he's been exonerated. I mean, the markets basically said, okay, this has been nonsense. We broke another all-time high today because they saw how phony all of this D.C. nonsense is. And this is what the people voted against last time. I'm happy for them to keep doing it. It's just going to make 2020 that much easier.
I want to go back to the media in particular and all of the conspiracy theories that have been advanced. And literally, we're talking about cable-wise, thousands of hours of coverage, thousands. Then you look at the Washington Post, the New York Times, and CNN and ABC and all these networks proven wrong, and now all of a sudden they're beginning to write their retractions. It just seems as something that I said back in 2007 and 8, journalism in America is dead. The desire for truth. It's over.
The real problem is, even when they know it's wrong, as long as it fulfills their narrative, they'll leave it up there. They'll leave it up for an extra couple hours. The retraction somewhere in the middle, it just never really goes away. They can't let go. And it's not about reporting the truth anymore, Sean. It's not about journalism, even when I was born with, hey, we report the news. Then it became for journalism, we'll put our spin on the news. Now we're just going to craft narratives and just run with it. It's pretty sad, and it's a shame because it would be an important profession, and that's why he's on Twitter all the time. He's going to play monkey in the middle. He's going to play monkey in the middle because if they're not going to be honest, if they're only going to report what they want to hear, not what he actually says, he's going to go right to the people, and that's how he got elected.
And by the way, I'm a convert to him being on Twitter because I agree he's got to bypass this corrupt media. And I think after all the exposure, and this will pan out in the next number of days, we got to do it. You're a bigger person than me. I think I'd be a little angrier than you tonight. And
it's only
you're right.
It's late, I've been going pretty hard all day.
Job to do. Yeah, well, that's true. I actually enjoyed your tweets during the testimony. I was retweeting a lot of it later. All right, Don Jr., thank you.
Good seeing you.
And up next.
Absolutely. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful the way the media treats Trump. And they're still going at it now again. They're still going at it. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.